Well, it's time for another Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and I'm happy to say that I spent the day today at the WHO Crystal Studios and hung out with a lot of my co-workers at the studios today. Met some local celebrities too, and one of the people I had the chance to speak with was Simon Conway, and if her name sounds familiar to you, it's because she's the wife of Simon Conway, who does the afternoon talk show on WHO Radio, and she's made quite a few appearances not only on Simon's show, but also with Jeff Angelos in the morning, and mainly because she is the spokesmother for the Blue Star Mothers, and it's a great organization that supports veterans and also people who are active in the military, and she'll tell you all about that in just a couple of moments. But first of all, let me put in a plug for our sponsors, including Newton Clinic. Hey, be ready to play. Get your sports physical today. School will be starting soon, and kids will be going out for football, so make sure your student athlete is cleared and ready for the season. Schedule their sports physical today at Newton Clinic. Call or text to schedule your appointment today by calling Newton Clinic at 641-792-2112. And don't forget, they have a new provider there at Newton Clinic in the name of Kenzie Heiser. She's glad to welcome new patients at Newton Clinic. And also Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue, Newton. I've said it many times. I drive back and forth every morning to WHO, and we've had a rainy summer. We've had a hot, humid summer, and both of those weather elements have come into play while working at WHO in the morning. I've had a lot of rain to deal with in the morning hours, and I've had new windshield wipers put on by Ryan's, and we've had a hot summer too, and they fixed a blower motor in my car and did a great job. They did an oil change, which I needed because I put a lot of miles on that car, and they've done a great job at Ryan's Tire and Auto, and they'll do a good job for you too. Another sponsor, Advantage Credit Union.
Financial fitness doesn't happen at the gym. This is your spotter, Ashley from Advantage Credit Union. We'll do the heavy lifting while you gain the power of loan pre-approval. This kind of muscle means you know exactly how much you can borrow for that next vehicle and what your payments will be. Plus, you have 30 days to shop any dealership for your purchase to work out. ACU membership is better than a gym membership because you actually own the place.
Local money, local decisions, local service, and locally owned by you. Subject to credit approval, member NCUA.
We're at the WHO Crystal Studios, second day of the Iowa State Fair, and this is another edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. And I'm excited to be talking to Simon Conway, who I would have to say is pretty much the chief spokesperson for Blue Star Moms these days. And she has a booth here at the WHO Crystal Studios. And for those who do not know, what is the Blue Star Moms all about, April?
So my official title that the other moms have given me, I'm spokesmom.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very fitting.
Yes. So the Blue Star Moms, we're parents of children that are in the military, either active duty or National Guard or Reserve, all branches and all eras. And some of our children have gotten out. Some of them have just come in. Some of them are experiencing their very first deployment. Some of them, like my son, we've gone through this a lot. When we have a little bit more experience than we wish we would. But that's what we are. We're moms that we raise the heroes that protect us.
Tell us about your son's situation.
So my son, Bryce, I have known he was going to join ever since he was 3. I knew he would follow in the footsteps of my own brother. That doesn't mean that when he was 17, the call came from the recruiter, my stomach didn't drop, but I knew it would happen one day. And it did, and he joined, and he spent several years his first time in the Army, and then he got out, and we experienced veteran life. Veteran life's hard.
Yes, I've heard about that. It's a hard adjustment, isn't it, April?
It was a very difficult adjustment. If I'm being completely honest, I was less scared during a deployment than I was when he was under my own roof as a veteran, because we teach them to put the uniform on. We don't teach them to take it off. And he didn't know where his place was in the world anymore. And one day, after almost 2 years, he came to us and said, I'm going to go back. My window's still open. So he rejoined the Army. So he's back in the Army for the second time. And the minute he did that, the old Bryce came back. Because the Army was his calling. It is his calling. That is where he's meant to be. And he has said that plenty of times now.
So it's his way of life. It's what he's used to.
Absolutely. And he would not want it any other way. So I have a unique perspective from everything from the first-time mom to experiencing veteran life to going back in, and now many deployments later, trying to walk these new moms through it that have never been through this before.
Okay, so that leads me on to my next question. How do you walk these new moms through it?
So I was in the middle of its largest deployment in 15 years. We have sent off 1,928 so far since May. Next Saturday, we send off another 350. That doesn't include approximately 500 that are serving in different countries around the world. So 60% of this deployment this time have never had a deployment before. These are all first-timers, which means 60% of these moms have no idea what to expect or what they're about to experience for the next year. So just this week, their children are landing in the Middle East, and reality has hit several moms that my child's no longer in the same country I am. And for many of them, that's never happened. And that is a huge thing to wrap your head around. That the child you raised, you birthed, you taught service and sacrifice to, now is in a completely different country. So we've had some phone calls. I've had a lot of messages and contacts from new moms, and I'm just walking them through it in the best way I can of, look, it's okay to check the news. Don't sit there and stare at it. That's the worst thing you can do. I also encourage them, trust your child. Trust what they've been taught, how they've been trained, and trust their leadership. Your child has been taught to do certain things. Believe in them. Let them do their job. Your job is to support. And when they call home, you just listen. You tell them things that are going on at home. Don't tell them about your fear, because the first thing we want these young men and women do is stay on mission. And they can't do that if they're worried about mom. So that's when you call me. You tell me all the things you're scared about. I'll listen to that, because I've been scared about those same things. I am scared about those same things when my own son is deployed. So I do get it. But at the same time, Blue Star moms, I said yesterday, I'll continue to say it, when moms cannot wrap their arms around their own children, Blue Star moms wrap their arms around her.
So you're kind of a mentoring organization.
Mentoring? We're moms, of course. We take care of everybody, don't we? I mean, we're the core of the family. We're the core of the country. The truth is, our military are from the wombs of our women.
So when your son was first deployed, did you have a mentor, or did you just have to go it alone?
So when my son deployed, I had already lived through deployments with my little brother. My brother was tip of the spear when we invaded Baghdad, and he had 5 deployments. So I already had gone through it 5 times. But I will say, it is a different experience when it's your own child. It is a different kind of fear and worry. It's every parent's worst Hollywood nightmare that they replay over and over in their head. If you've seen it in a movie, we've dreamed it. So my first deployment with my son, I knew what to expect, but I didn't know what to expect, because that's my heart that's walking outside my body. And with the military, technology's evolved so much. No longer are we waiting on our porches for the mailman to come with a letter. No longer are we sending phone cards and the guys are standing in line. Now they're FaceTiming us and we can see videos. Now I will say, that's not always a good thing, because I've been on a FaceTime video with my son and suddenly you hear certain noises in the background and he's suddenly running and all you hear from him is, I gotta go, and the phone goes dead and you don't hear anything for 3 days. Those are some terrible 3 days. So is it nice to be able to see them? Yes. Is it sometimes not nice to see what they go through? Yes. But this is the experience our children are living. And this was the life that my son chose. As his mother, my job is to support him, and that's what I'm going to do.
So what do you have going on here at the Crystal Studios?
So, we have a big project this year. Because Iowa has 2,700 care packages that we have to send, We want to send as many letters from Iowans in these care packages as possible. And what better place to have so many Iowans in one spot than the Iowa State Fair? So I have Christmas cards, postcards, children's coloring sheets for kids who are too young to write letters. And we're just asking every Iowan, come in, write a postcard or two to a soldier, a sailor, anyone that is serving on our behalf, and we're going to put them in these care packages. Because the one thing that deployments come back and they say that they treasured the most were notes and cards from home. Whether they knew the people or not, it was the encouraging words, just knowing it was a fellow Iowan. So that's what we're going to do.
Aren't you trying to raise some funds for something too, April?
Oh boy, are we. So in years past, typically we would send anywhere from 300 to 500 care packages. We're now looking down at 2,700. The shipping cost alone is $77,490. That does not include what's going in the boxes. So yes, I'll be really honest. We need money. And you know, the Iowa State Fair, we've got approximately 1.1 million people expected to come through here. Imagine if every person gave $1. Mm-hmm. I'd have no problem getting these done. These would be the best care packages ever. But there's a lot of things out here that people can choose to spend their money on. And although we're a charity and, you know, it's a warm, fuzzy feeling, I'm going to, you know, write a postcard, it's different when somebody reaches in their pocket. Each one of these boxes will cost $28.70 for one box, which isn't a lot, but when you're at the fairgrounds and you want to choose between corn dogs and ice cream and, merchandise, I get it. Uh-huh. But we're asking you, make this investment in our Iowa sons and daughters because they are all of our children. These are mothers and fathers, and we have kids this year that are going to start school, and their parent is half a world away. They've never experienced it. We have newlyweds. You know, maybe there's a wife somewhere learning how to cut grass for the first time because it was something her husband always did. Mm-hmm. Or Sunday mornings, some mom always had brunch with her daughter. Sure. And now she's having coffee by herself. That is our reality. That's how we live our lives as military families. So $1, $10, I'll take what you got because it's all going to add up and it's for our kids and our kids are worth it.
If people want to find out more about Blue Star Moms, how can they do that, April?
So we have a website, bluestarmothersofiowa.com. We have a Facebook page, Blue Star Moms of Iowa. You can contact me on Facebook. You can contact my husband at the radio station and he'll get you in contact with me. Heck, I bet if you put up a pigeon, it'd find me too.
Okay, and I did want to say this, but I can't help but saying this. You pretty much have your own identity because you are on the air with your husband quite a bit and on the air with Jeff Angelos too because I'm the producer for his show in the morning, but she is the wife of Simon Conway, who does afternoons on WHO, and if you're ever in Orlando, you'll hear Simon on there too. He's all over the place. He's a great guy, and you're a great gal too. So thanks again for being the head spokesmom for Blue Star Moms. It's a great organization, April.
Thank you, and thank you for the support and helping us get the word out.
You bet. Glad to do it. April Conway with Blue Star Moms on Out and About with Jamie Grout.
This podcast also sponsored by Jersey Freeze in Monroe, Lynette Baker, Halo Branded Solutions, and Westside Java Coffee Bar. Until next time, out is out. See ya.